deadlines, putting in grades, report cards, getting them done, passing them out, making sure parents return them and sign them. Parent-teacher conferences. Parents, you think it's stressful for you? It's stressful for us too, because we have to schedule all these conferences. We don't know how y'all are going to react if we're telling you your child is failing. Like, it's really stressful. Like, yeah. Observations and walkthroughs. Now, every job has a type of review, I guess, where the boss might come in and, just kind of see how you're working. But teaching has a lot of that. And it's not just one boss. You might have your immediate supervisor come in, and then you'll have the principal come in, and then you'll have another admin that you don't even talk to ever because they're in charge of another part of the school. They'll come in and observe you. And see, observation is formal, and it's going to be put on your teacher evaluation at the end of the year. So that's when they come into your room for about 20 to 45 minutes, depending on if you're a new teacher or a veteran teacher, and they watch you teach. It's so nerve-wracking. Like, they watch you, and they pay attention to what the kids are doing too, but mostly they're watching you. That is some stressful shit. And like, I don't even curse like that. Like, it's so stressful. It's so stressful. But yeah, that's an observation. A walkthrough is like a little mini observation light. A walkthrough, you don't get any notice. Like, they just come in your room, and they can literally walk through for like a minute or two and walk back out. They might walk around the class for 5 minutes. They might sit down for 10 minutes, or even 20 minutes, or even 40 minutes, and just watch you. And you didn't know they were coming. And keep in mind, this is why you're teaching. So you didn't get a heads up. Your kids may be having a not so good day with their behavior that day. You got to deal with that. You got parents calling, parents coming up, and then somebody comes in the room and they're watching you to see if you're a good teacher or not, to see if you're following all the school rules, if your kids follow the school rules, do they understand anything. It's really stressful. Oh, and I meant to tell you, with walkthroughs, because they're unannounced, you can have a walkthrough in the morning by one admin and have another walkthrough in the afternoon by a different admin. Stress. So that's just some of the stuff. Another thing, you never feel like you're doing enough, and you pretty much get told to do more, either in a nice way or a mean way. The nice way, they might say, how would they say it? They might say, we know you're working really, really hard, but we just want you to just make sure that towards the end of the year, you keep that fire going in your belly so you push these kids to do good on their tests. That's the nice way. You understand, your supervisor, they got supervisors too. Makes sense. But then it's the mean way. And the mean way is, I came in your class and your kids they weren't following the rules, or you weren't doing this, and that. You need to be doing X, Y, Z. And then you know how hard you're working. Plus, you know you were nervous when they came in your room. Plus, you know your kids were acting a certain way, and you get told you're not doing enough. Or during a staff meeting, the whole staff gets told you're not doing enough. Next thing, you get sick a lot. You work around a whole bunch of little people who, they need to get sick to build up their immune system. But we don't. And as the years go on, you get sick less and less. But since I've been around kids, like even just doing my clinicals, I've gotten ringworm, stomach viruses. What else have I gotten? Colds, the flu. I had a student contract something. I'm not gonna say what it was, obviously, last year, and my whole classroom had to be quarantined and cleaned, and we had to do the class in a library that day. you get exposed to a lot of stuff, and that's the physical stress, because you get sick, like you get real sick. And what's sad is you're expected to still come in if you can. It's kind of frowned upon for teachers to take days off, because it's harder. Sometimes it's harder to get a sub, or sometimes the sub may not teach the way you would, and so the kids might fall behind on something. So that kind of sucks. You also have no energy. I know for me personally, I'm a person that needs a lot of sleep. I'm an introvert, so teaching already drains me. Any type of socializing drains me, even if I like it. And so after a day of teaching, even a good day, let's assume it's a good day and the kids were focused and my lessons are great and everybody is on their best behavior, even on a day like that, I'm exhausted. So if you add in behaviors and all the other stresses I mentioned earlier, you're exhausted. And I know, like, for me, and for a lot of other teachers, when you come home, if you're not grading papers, or if you're not doing lesson plans or something, you're just sleeping. You know, like, you don't really have time for yourself. Like, that's why I don't exercise, because I feel like I might think, ooh, I'll exercise when I get home, but by the time I get home, I'm exhausted. And I don't feel like exercise. And then on the weekends, I just want to sleep by Saturday and then get grades done on Sunday. So that's that. I think I'm going to stop the video right here. And I'm going to do a part 2 to go into more detail about the second reason that I decided to quit teaching. So be sure to check out the second video.